he provides a soft life for his woman.
There's a study that says when a man gets married to a woman, his life is longer.
Welcome to Date, Affirm, the Real, our live podcast talking about today's relationships and its effects on us all. Please welcome our hosts, Keya McClain, the poet, and Shimeka, the DAR therapist. Let's get real.
Hey.
Hey.
That was beautiful. He said my name wrong, though. He said my name wrong.
That's AI. We're gonna blame AI for that.
Shimeka. Oh, was it really?
Mm-hmm.
AI sounded sexy. Oh, shoot.
Sexy with it.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, it's 2025, and it's Keya and Shimeka. Keya and Shimeka are back for 2025, and as you can tell, if you weren't here for the intro, I'm going to implore you. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to demand, actually, that you go back and listen to the very beginning of this podcast. Because we coming in 2025. We gonna give it to y'all. We told y'all when we came back in 2025 to look for some amazing things from us, and this is what's happening. So for those that are out there on YouTube, those that are out there on IG, if we're out there on Facebook, we're going to ask you to come over to YouTube and come over to IG. We are not going to be doing anything on Facebook Live. So please take that announcement under advisement, okay? Okay, right. So I am Keya McClain, the poet, and that is my beautiful, amazing, talented, dope, my cousin, Shimeka.
Hello. That was such an amazing intro. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
This is how we do it in 2025.
This is how we do it.
So check in with us, y'all. Type in the comments where you are watching from. Type in the comments where who told you about the podcast. Type in the comments some topics that you want to hear us talk about in 2025 tonight. What's up, Floyd? Happy 2025. Everybody. Hey, everybody. We are excited to be back in 2025, and we hope that you guys are ready for a good conversation this evening. Your forehead shining a little bit.
I know. I was like, sorry,
it's okay.
Focus.
It's okay. We like shiny foreheads. And if you all recall, we did bring this over from 2024. Okay. This is the hourglass. And when this hourglass runs out, the podcast is over. Okay.
These
all
are
right.
the days of our lives.
These are the days of our lives. So
I'm so excited to be back.
It's exciting, right? It's exciting. So 2024 was amazing. Yes. We did a lot of amazing things in 2024. And I have been posting some highlights from 2024, but I want us to create new highlights in 2025. Right, cousin?
Yes.
We're going to do that. Shimeka is the DAR therapist. She has been with DAR for almost as long as DAR has been in existence. Yes. So we are excited to do big things and new things. The gentleman kicked it off for us in 2025 last Tuesday. One of the changes that are going to be happening in 2025 is in 2024, we alternated weeks and we were on Tuesdays and the fellas was on Wednesdays, but it's going to be consistent. We will be every Tuesday. Tuesday, we will be alternating live, and it'll be the ladies one week and the fellas the following week. So this evening's topic, I know you guys saw that. I know you guys saw that topic. That's why you popped in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to be doing differently in 2025?
Mm.
Ooh, we gonna talk about that thing. A lot of people have been telling me they don't have goals and they're not setting intentions and they just don't care. But for those that do care, for those that do want to set intentions, we are here to have a good conversation with you guys about what 2025 is going to look like. So, cousin,
Yes.
what is 2025 going to look like for you that you're willing to share?
Actually, so I'm a private practice. No, not a private practice. I am it's considered like my own. I'm a contract employee for where I work as far as a clinician, right? And so the first 2 years I didn't do my taxes and stuff. So this year I'm be on top of that this year.
Got to be on top of those taxes because
Gotta
them
be on top
peoples
of them taxes.
want their monies.
They want their money.
They
So
want the
I'll be on top
coins.
of all of that
Hmm.
this year. Yes.
So
I
that's a
also,
major thing.
yes, it is. But if you're talking about what we talked about earlier today, I, I want to be financially responsible.
Yeah. We striving towards getting them coins right in 2025. I'm right there with you,
Yes,
cousin. I made some very big decisions at the end of 2024. So,
you did.
2025 is going to show up for me. I feel confident about that. So,
Yes.
that's going to look like for me. I just feel good about it and I'm claiming it and I'm knowing it and I'm going to step all the way in it.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
terms of tonight, what are we talking about? How will love be different in 2025?
So what I did. Oh, did you want me to share that?
I want you to share that before we go into the actual context of the conversation.
Okay. So what I did was I joined a dating app. Now listen though. Okay, listen though. I will jump on a dating app and jump right on off though. But this year I was like, I'm a
Let me tell you something. She'll get real frustrated in two and two, and she'll be like, "So,
and
I
done.
quit the dating app, cousin."
Delete.
Mm-hmm.
Delete. So
Mm-hmm.
this one I'm trying. Do you want me to say the name of the one I'm trying right now?
That's up to you, cousin. You can share as you like. That's what
Oh,
we
because
do. Date, affirm, and we keep it real. So
I'm on Hinge.
you on Hinge?
Because it says we are the dating app that's designed to be deleted. Okay, well let's see what we're doing. Let's see.
Oh, is that what it says? That's the
That's
messaging?
that's the message. That's the
Oh, I didn't
commercial.
know that.
That's what the
Okay.
commercial is.
That's
Because they like
interesting.
we gonna find you gonna find your boo on this one, and you'll delete us because you have found your boo.
Ah.
That's
Oh, I
that's what
got
the
it. I
message
got it. I
is.
got it.
That's what the
Okay.
message
Okay.
is.
Okay. I'm there with you. Mm. And so how's that been going?
So far I have 3, and I just got a new match just a few minutes ago. A match. So I
Just
liked him and
a
he
few
liked
minutes
me.
ago.
He liked me and I liked him. That's all that was. Though. He didn't say, hey, he was just like, Doobie, I'm not going to pick you up. I'm already doing something.
That is too funny. So Hinge is new, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna talk more about that, but I wanted you to let people know what you had going on for 2025. We will we'll talk further about that as we continue on in the conversation. I see
Okay.
Floyd has commented here. I liked Hinge when I was on there, so maybe that's
Oh,
promising for you, cousin. That's promising. Somebody liked it.
maybe.
Somebody else liked it. And Floyd, we are happy to have you back because we missed you at the end of 2024, but thank you for coming and joining us for our first live in 2025. We are glad to see you here. I see Bree. Okay,
You
cousin, we
said
need those
weekly
weekly
check-ins.
Yeah. We gonna
I
need
know
them
by next
check-ins.
session I'll be like, damn, I deleted it. It was too much.
Wait a minute. What if you already got a boo? Who said that?
You can't. We w-
Who said that?
we not we not even answering. Look at my face.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you said that. What if you already
Look at
got a
my face.
boo?
Ain't nobody talk you can't.
Uh, none of that. None of that.
Right.
Okay.
We not.
So for 2025, hey, Diggs just popped in. So if you guys missed the intro and you remember what I said, if you came in and you missed the intro, I'm going to implore you, encourage you, entice you, demand that you go back and listen to the beginning of this podcast because our new intro for 2025 is dope and we
Yeah.
owe it to DJ Diggs, who, by the way, DJ'd our wedding, who's, by the way, the dopest DJ in Dallas. Did I say that? Oh, okay. Well, back to the program. So we're going to be talking about, what is your goal for 2025 as it pertains to setting your intentions when it comes to a relationship, right?
Mhm.
One of the things is
Oh, he
building
missed it.
authentic connections. And so, in order for you to build authentic connections with people, you have to be authentically you. It's going to be difficult to build authentic connections with people if you're not showing up as the authentic person that you are.
Exactly.
So, the first thing that we want to challenge you to do is step into who you really are, identify who you really are. And if you were here in 2024 and if you're new in 2025 to Date Affirm the Real, I just want to suggest that you get into journaling, that you get into writing out your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, and be honest about that.
Yes.
The only way that you can truly do that is to sincerely get to know who you are. A lot of times we become carbon copies of the people around us. We become what other people may desire for us to be rather than
Yes.
who we really are. And
Yes.
then we wonder why we can't truly connect with people because we're not truly connected with ourselves. Did I just say
Yes.
something? Somebody? Did I just say something?
Yes. That is so
Okay.
true. That is so
Okay.
true.
I'm gonna take a sip of tea, cousin, while you give your little 2 cents, because I dropped something on them, baby.
Right. So, so do you want to bring up what we talked about earlier? How I was
Uh-huh.
still like, okay, so she's man. Okay, so I noticed. Okay, so I noticed before that I tend to do this thing where I'm trying to prove myself worth to somebody or prove that I'm good and prove that I'm like a good somebody you can have fun with. Look, look at me, right? And so in doing this, in this dating, like doing this dating app now, I'm being very intentional. I'm working on not falling into that whole thing where I'm like, they're telling me what they want, and then I start acting according to that. Right. So I have to catch myself because I will do that. And so I have to be intentional and be self-aware. So it's interesting because or I'll get irritated easily instead of like I will take it personal or something because again I'm not meeting that standard of what they something whatever that was. And so this time I was sharing with a cousin about this one particular person and they were like my pictures were too conservative. And so I was like, oh, so in my head I was thinking, I was like, at first I was like, maybe my pictures look too like they don't look like I'm fun, right? They don't look like my personality. I think I was thinking that. And so I was like, well, what pictures? I don't take a lot of selfies, y'all. Or pictures. I try to, but then I'd be like, that's ugly, and then I stop. So again, I'd be like, it's good, I'm done. Right? I would jump in, jump out, and done. But
She get it once a year when she see me, and I be snapping. Pose.
I'd be like, wait, let me know myself. What pose? I don't even know how to pose, guys. I don't even know how to pose. Kid be trying to show me how to pose, and it don't look like. So I got the one pose that somebody got for me that I was wearing something cute at the boat, and I was like, oh, that's cute. Oh, Yay, I'm gonna post that one. And I thought it was real cute. I feel like it was, but and then they made a comment that they don't like dresses because they want to see if they're attracted to the woman's body. So I'm talking to my cousin. I'm like, okay. So previously that would have been like, ugh, don't tell me what to do. He wasn't telling me what to do. He was just stating his preference. So I had to again not take it personal because he wasn't directly talking about me, right? He was sharing his preference. That's fine because everybody has a preference. And so I jokingly said, because I didn't take it personal, I jokingly said, that's why you run in for the hug. You know what I'm saying? That's why you run in for the hug, and you get a quick feel of how. He didn't even laugh, y'all. I thought that was funny.
He's a cornball. He's out of there. Next.
Right. So he didn't even LOL it. He was like, men are visual. Okay, fine. All right. So again, I'm identifying like not everybody's gonna be for me.
Yep.
And to be my authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
To come in, like, even if I'm saying something goofy, I might say something that might embarrass myself. And that's just part of my goofy. That's part of who I am. And that's okay. And they might not like it. They might say something and that's okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm learning that, but still working to maintain me and who I am and being authentic to me.
So let's talk about the preference thing. I kind of want to sit with that just for 2 minutes and then we can move on. But I want to talk about the preference thing because I think that's a big deal. Even when I was dating years ago, I think that that's something I kind of got caught up in. Like, you want such, that's just shallow, or that's just this or that. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, people can have whatever preference they want. That's their prerogative, okay? Mm-hmm. If they want a certain type of body, they want a certain kind of look, that is their preference. We don't need to take that personal. And then we don't need to try to embody that, right? Mm-hmm. We just need to be who we are. A jailhouse pose. Because she'll do it.
I will. I was thinking,
y'all know she'll do it.
I do that at.
Y'all know she'll do it.
A white beater.
Look, for our new viewers in 2025, look, she understand. She with the shits, okay? She's like, with the shits.
I was thinking like, where can I take the picture? Like I can get the white beater. I can be like
she with it. And for y'all that don't know, also she ADD, so she'll be all over the place, like
all over the place. So you got me.
Which jailhouse?
Somewhere else.
The pen or the jail? And then I be trying to bring her back, but then I'll go right in with her. So let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. Okay, so preference. So preference. People can like whatever they want to like, y'all. Mm-hmm. This is specifically a lot for the women because women deal with this a lot. I know men deal with it too, but I think women are more challenged by this. Not that men aren't, but women sometimes can be challenged by this and then they get in their heads about it. And I think this is why a lot of women are out here transforming their bodies in different ways and trying to look a certain way and trying to be. Now, if that's just something you want to do for you, right? No shade. But if you're doing that because a man has told you that he has an interest in a certain body type, he has an interest in a certain in a facial feature or whatever, like you doing a nose job or you doing this, or you lightening your skin, or you all those different things. Like, again, it starts back to what I said originally. Become the authentic version of yourself so that you will attract authentic versions of other people. This is across the board, y'all. I try to talk about things that are not just connected to relationships, romantic relationships, but relationships across the board, because this overall will help you in your relationship sector. All of your relationships will be healthier for it. When you become authentic, you'll attract authentic. And that's truly the goal. You know what I'm saying? Like Markeisha said, you have to love yourself before you can love someone else. Right. Yeah, you have to love yourself before you love anyone else, but you have to know who you are. Right. Also, because I think that's a big thing.
Yeah. Cause and too, like, and cause people, and it's interesting because it'll start with that little pick, right? That little say, like, just even this particular person, right? I just met this person and he's already saying, this is what I like.
Yeah.
This is, and which is, again, is fine. It's fine that he's saying that, right? But I got to make sure that I don't fall into start trying to be what he's already suggested, right?
Absolutely.
Because I'll do that too. Because I'm paying attention and being aware. Okay, is this me or is this his? You know, is this me? Is this something like, okay, conservative? Am I being too? I was like, does he want me to show more skin? I was like, I don't even know that. You know, I was like, okay, wait, stop, Shimeka. Like, okay, cut it out. You know.
So you found yourself getting in your head, and it's not like you don't love yourself, right?
Right.
And so these are the things.
I still did it. Yes.
These are the things that I think, like, we say these cliche things, but I want us to be sure that we're actually connected to these things.
Yeah.
Because it's a beautiful, wonderful, amazing thing to say, I have to love myself. But what does that look like for us? When you love yourself and then you show up authentically as yourself, what does that look like? Because when you love yourself and you show up authentically for yourself, why am I allowing what someone else says to make me go in my head and start thinking about, well, should I do it like this? And what does that mean?
Right.
And so we have to be, it's okay. I think this is a season of accountability and self-awareness of who we are. And just like what you said, I notice that when I start dating someone, I will try to become what they say they want.
On accident.
That is, but that's self-awareness at the highest, because you recognize that this is a behavior. This is a pattern. And what do I always talk about, you all? Journaling. You don't know what your patterns are because you haven't written them down. How do you know what your patterns are if you just keep moving and doing and going and being, but you haven't jotted these things down? You haven't documented these things. The reason why I knew that I needed to heal, the reason why I knew I was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs was because I journaled. And I was able to go back and read who I was and how I was showing up and what I was feeling. You can't change what you're not trying to correct.
Right.
People think because they have stuff in their head that translates to change.
Right.
It doesn't. Change happens when you identify, okay, maybe there does need to be some change. Okay, let me write this down. Let me figure this out. Let me do the work to correct this behavior. Let me become aware of this. Let me be honest with myself. Look, some of us don't want to be honest with ourselves. You can be lying to yourself for as long as you want to, but please understand something. When you don't want to be honest with yourself, you're fooling no one but yourself, because everybody else around you see it. They know it. Right. They know, but you the one that's acting like you know. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be transparent with the people around you so that they understand, hey, this is some work I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is some work that I'm doing. I can't correct anything that I don't sit in and identify.
Right.
I'm lying to myself and then here's the other thing, and I was going to say this at the end, but I want to talk about blaming other people. See, because that's the easiest thing in the whole wide world to do, y'all. When you want to move through 2025 in a healthy relationship, finding a healthy relationship, or blooming the relationship you already have, I need you to stop blaming other people. The only way things will get better for you is when you sit with yourself and your flaws. Don't worry about somebody else's flaws, because what happens is finger pointing. So now you're spending all of your time doing this rather than doing this. Reflect inward. Go inward and reflect inward. Now, from the therapist perspective, talk about that a little bit, cousin, and tell them, like, from a therapeutic standpoint, why that's important and how to do that.
So I also want to, I want to bring up too the time that Keya let me know one day. Oh, see, I get. Okay, he can't
What?
put that right. Okay, okay,
What?
because Mr. Diggs made a comment. He said
Go ahead.
when you become uncomfortable, change is likely happening. A change is something new where you have no experience. I like that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Doing the same because you start getting comfortable doing the same thing over and over again. But when it gets
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable, it's like,
Yep.
yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
right. And so I was gonna say, I remember when Kia told me when I was saying he keep calling me and she said, but you keep answering. Because I was trying to flip it on him.
But I
Like
love
he
you,
was an
cousin.
issue.
But I love you.
And I was like, that fool just keep calling me all the time. And I'll be like, stop calling me. She said, but cousin. And she said it so, but cousin. And I was like, huh? Because I thought she was going to be like, yeah, right? No, she said, because you keep answering. I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to really look in that mirror, right? And sometimes, and like Kia said, with again, look, self-reflecting. Okay, how did I get here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, he's everything in the book. Okay, that's fine. But you chose him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you chose him.
Yeah,
You
we're gonna go
said,
there.
you said, so self-reflection helps you be able to identify and take responsibility for the choices you make.
Mm-hmm. Go there, cousin. Go there.
Right?
They need to sit with that.
Right. And so, and once you identify, like, dang, that was something I opened myself up to.
Mm-hmm.
Now comes the uncomfortable, right? Because now it's something I got to change so I don't start bringing that around me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I
Yeah.
got to change so I don't bring that around me anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
so, because Kia said she wanted me to answer, like, how beneficial is that for you? Like, to self-reflect and take responsibility gives you your power back. It gives you
Say it
your power
again.
back. It gives you
Yes.
your power back. That way you don't get, when you blame somebody else, you giving your power away, saying they the ones that
Mm-hmm.
caused you to be whatever. But that's not reality. Reality is that you opened yourself up because you were in a space to receive whatever that was that came to you.
Yeah.
So what if it's something within you that you have to work through, so that way you won't be opening up to that again. And so, and even in this dating era that I'm doing right now, that could be, this week, a month, it could, yeah, I can't promise nothing, y'all.
Short-lived.
Sure, it might be. But I think, and I think in this space, like, again, I'm making sure that I'm being authentic to me, right?
Yep.
So, and because sometimes, no, not even sometimes, because I don't think I want that now, but I remember wanting that challenge, like wanting that dude to be like, that dude that's like, you want to challenge, like he's like that challenge, just that head button,
Mm-hmm.
and so sometimes I wanted that, and so now, so I have to ask myself, is that something that I still want?
Yeah.
Is that something that I'm still looking for? Because I'm content in my peace right now. So sometimes you can jump back into the trauma and the drama.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Dick said you gain a new power when you were self-reflecting.
Yeah.
Think change, make change, act change. Think change, make change, act change. That's like, so in therapy, we call it cognitive behavioral therapy, right? So changing the thoughts changes the act and then the behavior,
Mm-hmm.
or the act and the behavior, same thing. But yes, so you first start with changing the thought, right? And so, but the thought is, here's the thing, because you have to be able to identify what that is, right? So
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I was like, okay, sometimes I was getting a rush with the fighting, with the arguing back and forth, because I want to prove that I was something. Again, I'm proving something. Something I'm trying to prove. I was trying to prove something. Either that I was smart enough, either that I was, it's always something me trying to prove something to somebody, right? Whether it was I'm trying to prove that I'm a good, like a woman, a good woman, or I'm trying to prove that I'm good enough, or I'm trying to prove that women, like fighting for women's, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was, but I don't need to fight for all women.
And okay,
Or
so
for myself. I
right
don't have to.
there, I have to say something to that point right there. And that is, this is something that many people don't do and they think they do. And that is, they just sit with that. I recognize that this is something that I do. I don't know why I'm doing it, but this is something that I'm doing. Instead, what I said earlier, which is we blame another person rather than be reflective of ourselves. And we keep talking about change, and I recognize a couple of people have said some cliche things, and I love it. I love the fact that we know these things. But what we're trying to make clear tonight for the audience is it's great to know these things, the terms, the words. But when you apply it, what it looks like is you being honest with yourself. This is something I do. I don't need to blame anyone else. I don't need to cast out any hateful words to anybody else about what they're doing and how they're doing this and how they're not doing that. I need to sit with myself. We're often pointing fingers at other people. You know, when you change, when you stop saying they, he, she, them, that's when you know you change. I don't have to say nobody did anything to me, because I made a conscious decision to have this person as a friend, to have this person as a romantic partner, to have this person as a business partner. I don't need to say they did such and such to me. I need to recognize what drew me to them. What caused me to make a decision to connect with a person that lied to me, that stole from me,
that makes me feel like shit.
So what is it about me? It's not about the other people. It's not about the other person. What is it about? That's where the real change happens. That's when you show up authentic, so that you can then connect with people authentic, because people are going to see what you see or think about yourself. Me, I'm always talking about myself when I say you. So what you see about you is not what other people see about you. Now, people will perceive you based on their drama, based on their own stuff. So that's not always accurate. But we also have to recognize that the things that we think that we're hiding, that comes out too.
Ooh, and yes.
Those things are revealed too. So you're not hiding the parts of yourself that you think you are. So again, this is not directed towards anybody. And I didn't give our disclaimer at the beginning. Like, these are our opinions. These are our experiences. These are our thoughts. And eat the fish, throw the bones away. What applies, take it. What doesn't, you don't have to. But we're going to engage here. But I'm just saying, you as a person, us as people, we think we're hiding stuff, right? But those things are out in the open for everybody else to see. And it's apparent to other people, like, you may be struggling with this or that. But until you're ready to deal with those things, those are the things that you're going to keep struggling with. And you struggling with yourself. That's who you're struggling with. You blaming the other person, but you're really struggling with yourself. And this is the deep part, because what Shimeka and I delve into on Date Affirm the Real for our new viewers, we really kind of we really try to hone in into the healing, into the recovery stage, into the identifying the trauma that may lie dormant in you, that may cause you not to connect with people in healthy, whole ways. The reason why I was in bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship had nothing to do with the people I was with. Had everything to do with me. It had everything to do. I chose these people. I knew what I was choosing. And whatever happened as a consequence was because of my choice.
Right.
Nobody did anything to me. I'm not a victim.
Yes.
And when you get to that space, that's what's called healing. That's what's called accountability. That's what's called self-awareness.
Yeah.
Another thing that you said earlier, cousin, that I wanted to go back to was you didn't actually say this word, but this is what was actually happening and that you identified in relationships. And that is you were conforming. So to whatever these people were doing and how they were saying things, you were conforming.
Mm-hmm.
That conforming made you comfortable, or what you thought was comfort, because you thought that's what they wanted you to do. You weren't being authentic to yourself, though. But real, true comfort comes when you're being authentic, when you're showing up as who you are. That's the true comfort. You're not comfortable being somebody else. That only lasts for so long. That only lasts, and other people are taken anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So other people are taken. That's why we have to like sit and reflect with ourselves. We have to journal. We have to be honest. Even when we're journaling, nobody else is supposed to be reading your journal. So there's no shame. There's no reason to lie in your journal about who you are and how you show up.
Right.
So write the truth out. I just wanted to show you guys where we are on the hourglass. So yeah, we got to get through this thing because there are some other things that we want to talk about. Did you want to say something else to those points, cousin?
I was being authentic to yourself, and you had said something, but I don't know if this is in the list, but the fear of being alone.
It's not on the list. Go for it.
So fear of being alone. Sometimes we make choices because we are afraid to be alone. And so the choices we make, because we're making choices out of fear, we don't make healthy choices.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people is like, I don't want to lose them, knowing they're unhealthy, knowing that it's not a healthy situation. I don't want to lose them because I don't want to be alone. And so that's when, okay, that uncomfortableness comes in, and feeling that uncomfortable of being by yourself, like being single and feeling that uncomfortability. You know, and because the thing is that, again, when we get into relationships, we're trying to connect with somebody else. But if you can't connect with yourself and being alone, then how do you connect with somebody else if you're not connected with you? And being okay with being alone. I know a lot of people not a lot of people, but I know that, that's one of the things, is that fear of being alone.
That's good, cousin. That's good. That fear of being alone, and you have to show up authentically to yourself, for yourself, to identify that's what you're doing. That's how you feeling. And that's a real thing. You know, I've had that before. In fact, when I got in my last relationship with the person that I was with before Marcus that passed away, I had been single for some years. And quite honestly, I just got tired of being single. Like, I was just tired of being by myself. I wanted to be in a relationship. And that meant that I got with somebody that was not good for me. Does that make him a bad person? Does that make him an awful person? Absolutely not. I chose. The same way he chose, I chose. So that was a lesson for me. You know, I had to learn something about myself through that process, which was, girl, you sat up here and wrote out all these husband affirmations, all these things that you desired in the man that you wanted to be with, only for you to settle with somebody, right? Because that's ultimately what I did, because I didn't want to be by myself, is you end up settling. And in order for me to have identified that, I had to be honest with myself. I had to write that down. Keya, you settling. And along the way, I still never left the relationship. I kept thinking, well, it's going to work out. Girl, you can't do this again. And this is another thing that I do have this on the list, and that is being honest with yourself and doing what's good for you and not being concerned about what other people are going to say, think, or feel about your decisions. The societal norms are something that's a whole podcast as far as I'm concerned. We get caught up in what society wants us to do, what our families want us to do, what our friends want us to do, rather than be honest with ourselves about what we want. If I get married, and the thing about it is, to know me is to know I would joke constantly about, I'm gonna be like Elizabeth Taylor. I'm gonna keep doing it till I get the shit right. I would say this, I would say it constantly. But on the for real, I was for real. I was like, I'm gonna just keep doing it till I get it right. And a lot of people judge that, right? But ultimately, what I came to understand through my healing was, no, Keya, if you heal, you don't even have to go through all of that, boo-boo. Right? So, but it took me to understand that about myself. Like, no, I just felt like I can just keep doing it. Or I can just go get another husband. Oh, I can just go get another husband. No.
Next.
I need to heal. I need to identify the root of why that's even a mindset of mine. Why did I even think that? Okay. Then I had to peel back the layers and be like, it's funny because it's conversations I would have with my grandmother, and she'd be like, I've been married X amount of times, right? And I was like, I know, Granny, I'm gonna do it too, girl. And it just became like this funny thing. But realistically, that's almost trauma passed down, right? But we don't want to talk about that. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. That's almost trauma passed down because I felt like, well, this is the norm, right? But the norm can be whatever you create your norm to be. Let's go ahead and just say that. Your norm is whatever you create it to be. But I didn't create that norm for me. I accepted my grandmother's norm.
Right.
That's where the problem was.
Right. And it wasn't like your grandmother said, be like that.
She never said it.
Yeah.
She never said it. It was just something I chose to adopt in my life, right? But
you chose. Say that again.
I chose. So again, we're making choices, yet we're blaming other people. So that's why I don't blame my granny.
Right.
The conversation that we had about that, the various conversations we had about it, led me to just say, oh, well, maybe that's what I should do. Instead of think on my own, right? Instead of creating my own normal, I chose to adopt what she said to me as the truth and as a normal.
Yeah.
She didn't say it was wrong, and she didn't say it was right.
Right.
I just took that to be true. But another thing I want to talk about, because time is moving, like time is moving fast.
Right.
I want to talk about and this is kind of in alignment with what you said in terms of wanting to just be with somebody. You have to be careful of the people that might come and try to love bomb you. They'll try to, and I call it the too much. It's too fast. It's too much. It's too often. It's a lot. Right. It's very overbearing. Right. And so they'll try to hit you with the love bombing because people can, in fact, pick up on your energy. And they can tell if whether or not you have that desperate energy. Right. They can tell if you have that lonely energy. Right. They can tell if you have that, and then when you start opening your mouth and telling, oh, I've been single for 5 years. Oh, I ain't, all my relationships was bad. And, you get to tell them all your business. They're looking for that. Those people who like to love bomb, they're looking for that because there's something about you that they can get from you. And so they're going to love bomb you until they get what they want. And then you're going to turn around, blame them, become cold-hearted, become pessimistic about relationships. And then you're going to bash the men or the women because you allowed, listen, y'all, you allowed that person in your life. And then you gave them full permission and access. They were able to love bomb you based on the information you gave them, based on your energy, based on, You gave
All
that
of
to
that.
them. And so then later on, you want to say, they played me. They did this to me. They took my money. Nobody can do anything to you that you don't allow unless they can't, you a victim of some type of whatever.
Right.
But if you're not a victim of some type of violent physical act, you are in control of it. You're right, Bree. Trauma is not your fault, but healing
Well,
is your responsibility.
right. But okay,
Go ahead,
this
cousin.
might get okay. Listen, this might stir up something. I don't know, but I never forget. And I think I said this actually in here, but I never forget. I was watching. Shoot, Felicia Rashad was in it, and it was Black Girl something, and they were living in a hotel, in an apartment building. And remember the baby fell out the. So I remember because the lady was getting abused by the man before he threw the baby over, before he dropped the baby over the thing. And Felicia Rashad said, was it Felicia Rashad said it? Felicia Rashad said, she told her, even this one was getting abused. She said, you got to take responsibility for your part in that, in you choosing that trauma. And she said, and it was like, whoo, because chick was getting abused. And so she told the abuser, you got to take responsibility for your part in that abuse. And so, yes. So I don't want to say.
So what you're saying is,
because I'm like, it's not your fault, but it's your fault, right? It's you choosing the situation. It's you, and like you said, the energy that we put out there. And when you mentioned the love bombing, because again, so predators. No, thank
for
you for
color
color
girls,
girls.
yes.
Thank you, because I be not knowing stuff, I be forgetting Bible scriptures and where the Lord can say I'm wrong. But even with the love bombing, here's the thing: perpetrators and predators pay attention.
Yeah.
So abusers pay attention. Most of the time, the ones they're abusing have been abused before, and that's the energy that they're putting out there because they haven't healed from the abuse, the previous abuse.
Absolutely.
So if you haven't healed, if you're not going, so here's the thing: if you're not going to deal with that, if you're not going to deal with the trauma that you experienced, even if it was a child, if it was abused when you were a child, if you witnessed domestic violence as a child, and then you get into a relationship that's abusive, that's because you didn't choose to heal. You didn't choose to go and work through that issue. So it's not your fault per se, but if you don't choose, it's not your fault per se. However, if you don't choose to heal from those wounds, you'll continue to play those traumas out.
Yeah.
In relationships. So no, the trauma is not your fault. Get the healing.
Yeah.
Get the healing so that won't continue to happen again. So this won't happen again. Don't run from the healing. Don't run from not wanting to feel, not wanting to remember, not wanting to.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to that because I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm healed. I'm good. But then you in an abusive relationship, that means you did not heal.
Talk about it, cousin. Talk about it.
And then, because so when we talk about love, we're talking about external validation. Because you too busy wanting external validation. So I'm telling you about my traumas and I was treated badly, and because you want external validation, you want them to be something that you can't even be to yourself.
Well, the other part too, cousin, is being accustomed to being a victim. My story got to change if I ain't the victim no more. I mean, what am I going to tell people because I've been a victim all my life, and you telling me to heal? I want to remain a victim.
I want to be, and you know what? So let me go on and rewind. If you want to be the victim, it's okay. It's an interesting choice, but it's a choice and it's yours.
Yeah, it's yours to make.
And you can hold on to that.
Yeah, because you got free will to do whatever it is you desire You can do whatever you want.
Hmm.
You can do whatever you want.
And that's
However,
the beauty. That's the beauty, though. That's the
how
beauty about your life.
yeah, that is the beauty. However, I will say this.
Hmm.
I do encourage people to heal because I know the benefits. I know the beauty. I know what's on the other side. I am not healed. I am healing.
Right. But
Right?
there's a benefit even in being the victim, though. There's a benefit in being a victim. You get
Yeah.
some need met. If you're going to keep doing it, then you get some need met. It's a
Yeah,
need that you're needing. That
they get
it
the
gets met.
attention they want.
The
Whatever it
attention,
is that they feel like
whatever it
is what
is.
they need, they're getting that.
They're getting it.
And yeah, and I think that that's important to note. So in 2025, if you want to be the victim, if you want to blame people, if you want to keep meeting the same kinds of people, they do the same kinds of things, and then you have the same type of response, your 2025 will look like your 2024, your 2023, your 2022, and so on. So in 2025, we just want you to sit down, reflect, just take a few moments. Seriously, take a few moments to jot down, who am I?
Yes.
And who do I want to show up to become?
Man.
Who am I right now? Who do I want to show up to become? And what do I want to welcome into my life? What do I want to come into my life? And I remember, I shared this with you all last year. I remember sitting down in 2016, 2017 and writing out, this is what I want in a husband. And then I said, well, hey, Keya, you're going to have to embody these things too. You can't desire something from somebody that you don't embody. So I started working on the things that I desired from someone. And that took me from 2016 to 2021. Okay? So let's be clear. Just because you write it out on paper tonight, you might get off this live and be inspired. I'm going to write out all these things, and he or she or they or whoever is going to show up tomorrow. It may work that way for you. I ain't here to tell you what the timeline is, okay? Because I know timelines will fool you. However, do the work. Do the work. That's all we're suggesting is that you do the work so that you don't end 2025 bitter, mad, pessimistic, negative about love, because you deserve love. We all deserve love. You deserve a true, authentic, loyal love. That's real. You deserve that. However, you may have a little work to do. And being honest with ourselves, that shit hurts. Because you start peeling layers back and start seeing, uh-oh, it's been me all this time. It's been me. Nobody did this to me. It's been me. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting what you're getting. That's right, Diggs. I mean, in 2025, you have that option. What did we say? You can listen to us and get off this live and say, they was talking a bunch of shit. I don't believe, I ain't gonna listen to nothing that they said, and I don't like them. That's fine. That's fine. You get to choose that. But as Diggs just said, keep doing what you're doing, and you'll keep getting what you're getting. Look, the choice is yours. I'm gonna tell you something. We won't get paid because you do something different. We won't get paid if you do the same thing. We won't get highlighted if you do the same thing, and highlighted if you do something different. But what we'll love to witness is for you to get the love that you absolutely deserve and that you heal.
Yes.
That's what we would love.
Yeah.
And we want you to make a different decision, but we also want you to make the decision that you want to make.
That you
at
want
the
to
same
make.
time.
Man.
At the same damn time. At the same
damn
damn time. Hey, hey.
Yes. Yes.
So sit down with yourself, define what you want. Honestly, it's no need for you to try to please anybody else, satisfy anybody else, be liked, accepted by anybody else. This is about you. Because again, if you try to conform, what did we say? You're going to find yourself what you think is comfortable, but you're going to be in discomfort trying to conform.
Trying to conform.
Be who you are authentically. Show up for your own self. Do what makes you happy so that you can thrive in a healthy, loving, healing relationship.
Yes.
The things that we talk about are our own personal experiences about our own journeys. And as my cousin is an amazing therapist, her attribution and her contribution to this podcast is to help us to delve a lot more deeply into what we can do in terms of our mindset, in terms of our thought process, in terms of actual action that we can take. As the healing pen coach that works with people to use journaling as a tool to heal, to uncover some of that stuff that we try to dig deep down there. We just want to see people have healthy, whole, loving relationships. Because collectively as a people, we need that. We have to have that. In order for us to thrive just as a community, as a people, we have to have healthy, loving, healing relationships. And some of us don't want it.
You're deserving of it.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Deserving of it. And sometimes we
cousin,
struggle with,
guess what?
What? We got 4 more minutes.
We got 4 more minutes. I do want to take some questions. I want to take some comments before you close this thing out. Because we did go a little over, but that's because we had a little fun at the beginning. Well, we're going to go over, but we had a little fun at the beginning. And so we do want to take any questions that anybody might have. We want to take your contributions to this podcast. If you want to leave any comments or feedback, any remarks that you have. If you didn't like it, that's okay. You can tell us that too. We won't care, but you can tell us and we'll read it out loud.
We won't care, but we'll. We won't care, but if you want to type it up,
we gotta. We're a little silly on this side. We're a little silly on this side. We have fun. We just have fun.
Yes.
So I don't see any comments. I don't see any questions. So, cousin, what do you think about closing this thing out?
So let's breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe in. Breathe out. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up for yourself, because when you heal, we heal. So thank you for choosing for you. And all of life comes to us with ease and joy and glory. How does it
get
any better than this?
Yes.
And what else is possible?
Yes, that was so good. So look, thank you all for showing up for us this evening. We didn't go over because you guys didn't have any questions. You guys didn't have any comments. So I'm going to take that as you enjoyed the show. So you guys can send us your hate mail later, but so there's some comments that are showing up on the other side. So Diggs said, beautiful people doing beautiful things. Thanks, Diggs. We appreciate you. And thanks for that intro. You guys go back and listen to
that.
Oh my goodness. So listen to the beginning of this podcast. I mean, Shimeka was dope. She was like so geeked. She's like, Thanks, Don. Great show. A great start to 2025. Yeah, we kicking indoors. We kicking indoors.
Yes.
MK, our amazing photographer. She said a great conversation as always. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to close this thing out by saying share the podcast out with your community, with your people. This is not a podcast bashing men and women. This is not a podcast that's being negative. We are sharing light and love and healing. And we want our community, we want our people to heal. We want our people to have love. We want our people to know that they are worthy of amazing, healthy, healing love. You deserve that. Okay? So make sure, if nothing else, take 10 minutes tonight to just journal out. Who am I? Who do I want to become? Don't focus on the other person just yet.
We're not thinking about nobody
yourself.
else. If nobody else was around, if you were just by yourself, like nobody else is around, you don't have nobody telling you what to do, who to be, how to be, what to it's just you sitting right there. Who are you?
Yeah. So we love you guys. We can't wait to see you guys in 2 weeks. Next Tuesday, the fellas are up.
Yes.
My hubby, Marcus G, and Junior Lily. Don. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. And again, don't forget to share the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we love you guys. Peace.
Mwah.